Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Tech Tejendra. We are now on Practice Exam 2 of OpenShift Administration. To the viewers who are preparing for Exam 280, this video and all other practice videos are going to be very important. You can watch all of them and can repeat them if you have any doubts. In this video, we are going to solve some very important OAuth and access management problems. So first we are going to configure HTPasswd identity provider. Then we will add some users and configure some cluster permissions of these users. We will also create some projects and configure the permissions. We will create some groups and then configure the permissions of these groups into the projects, users, and the clusters. Okay, so we go ahead. These are the all problems and statements we are going to run in our lab environment one by one. Okay, so let me start here. First thing is configure the cluster to use the HTPasswd ID identity provider. Okay, so in OpenShift, you know there are multiple identity provider we can configure. One is HTPasswd. There might be other LDAP, OpenID Connect, GitHub, GitLab, basic authentication we can configure, right? So for this question, we will configure the HTPasswd identity provider, and then we will name this identity provider as the cluster user. And this identity provider is going to be used a secret, and in this secret we will keep the user and the password details. Okay, secret name would be the comp preview users. Okay, then second part of it, we will add some users, admin, leader, developer, and QA engineer into the cluster, into the secret and then cluster. Okay, and then we will all users account must use the review as the password, right? So we will configure the users as well as the password of these users. So we go ahead here in our lab environment. So this is our lab environment and I am already logged in as the cube admin. Okay, so if we check it, so we see who am I? So I am the admin user. Okay, so cube admin user. Okay, so first thing is configure the cluster to use the HTPasswd identity provider. So this HTPasswd is not part of the OpenShift. This HTPasswd will come with the Apache project, right? So your machine must have the HTTPD tools installed in your machine to use this HTPassword. Okay, if you do not have it, then you have to install the HTPasswd first. So how we can check it? We can check it via the yum command whether this HTTPD tools is already installed in my machine or not. So yum list HTTPD tools. Okay, so it's saying that this package HTTP tools is already installed in my machine, so I do not need to install it. But the persons, if that tools is not there, then you have to first install it. Okay, and to install it, there is the command yum install then HTTPD tools. Okay, once you will execute it, it will going to, and you can also keep minor -y. Okay, so it will not ask for the further right permission. Okay, so this command you can give if that HTTP password is not there, HTTPD tools is not installed in your machine. Okay, I am not going to execute it. So let me remove it. So I am already having the HTTP passwords. Okay, so the next thing is via using the HTTP password, we have to create these users. Okay, how we can create these users? We have to give command HTPasswd and then -c means creating the files. Okay, and then capital B means we are going to encrypt the password, and -b it means we are going to give user ID and the password in the command line itself. Okay, then we have to provide the file name here. Let me give file name as the user.txt, then the username, first user is the admin, and the password would be review. Okay, so let me create it. Okay, it's saying adding password to the user admin. Okay, let's check whether this file has been created in our bin directory or not. So this user.txt file has been created, and if we do the cat command, and check this user. We can check the admin user and colon, this is the encrypted password of that admin user. Okay, so let me repeat this command for all other users. Okay, but this time we have to remove this -c because now file is already created. We just need to add more users in this file. Okay, so capital B and small b we will take, we will keep, and let me add other users also. Leader is added, then developer is added, and the last user is the QA engineer. Let me add him also. QA. Okay, so all user has been added. Let me check our file again. Okay, so this file is containing all the 4 user, admin, leader, developer, and QA engineer with their encrypted password. Okay, so till now we are fine here. The next step in the question is the name of the identity provider this, and the identity provider reads HTPasswd credential stored in the this com preview user secret. Okay, so this HTPasswd identity provider will get all these user details from the secret. Okay, so we have to create secret with this name. Okay, so let first copy this name, and then first let me create the secret. Okay, so how and where we need to create this secret? We have to create this secret into the OpenShift config namespace. Okay, so let me start creating OC create secret, and it would be type generic, and then the name of the secret would be com preview users. Okay, and we are going to create it from file, and here is the catch now. Okay, d equal to, okay, here's the key. Okay, please pay attention here. This line you have to add HTPasswd equal, and then our file name. Okay, user.txt. Fine, so keep remember this thing, and then we have to give the namespace detail here, -n OpenShift config. Okay, so we are going to create this secret inside the OpenShift config project. So let me create, and this is create. Let me check whether our secret get created correct or not. Okay, OC get, always cross check your command whether it's finished success or not. Okay, OC get secret from OpenShift config project. Okay, so this is the secret we just created. Okay, 29 seconds ago. Okay, so we are done so far here. Now the next thing is we have to configure this HTPass, and we have to give it name the cluster users. Okay, so now how we can do it? We will first get the OAuth detail. Okay, how we can get it? We will give command OC get OAuth and our cluster, and let we have it in the YAML format. So -o and YAML. Okay, so this is the configuration. Here we have to define our HTPasswd OAuth. Okay, you can see this is the kind OAuth. Okay, so here in this file we will modify this file, and in the specification section we have to add. So there are the very simple things here. Okay, uh, these are the lines. Okay, these are the lines we have to add in the specification section. Currently specification section here is empty. Okay, so we have to modify this with these lines. So there are two ways. One first way is the very simple. We can keep remember this line, and can modify this file. Okay, add it via we can do the in any editor, vi editor, vim editor, we can use and can do this. Or another way, if you cannot remember these lines, so another way we can do it via the console, web console. Okay, so how we can go into the web console? Oc who am I, and then give command so console. Okay, it will return a URL, and we have to open this URL into the browser. And password login. Okay, so we have logged in into our web console, and from here we have to come to the user management, and from user management we can come to the user and can add identity provider here. Here, come down and click on add. Here we have to select the HTPasswd method. As I told you, these are all the other identity provider we can configure. So here we select HTPasswd. Okay, and let here give it name as test as of now. Okay, because we need to configure with our own name. Okay, so let's give it the test, and then like add some dummy user here like test, and then create the and click on the add, right? So you can see one YAML file has been created here, right? This is the same Auth YAML file, right? We are working on, okay? So this is the YAML file here, and this section is already added here. Now we need not to remember this. We can use this section, okay, and can modify this section as per our need. So let me go there, and let we have this latest file. Okay, so ocget oauth oyaml, and let we have it in our local directory and name it as my auth.yaml. Okay, and now let me edit it. Okay, so now this section is already added here. We just need to edit it with our details, right? So here in the problems, the name should be the cluster users. Okay, so let me copy it, and the name should be our OAuth HTPasswd name should be cluster user, and it will going to use. Okay, see here, right? So it added one arbitrary secret here. Okay, but actually for this work we have created our own secret, so we have to give the name of our secret which we have created. Okay, and our secret name is this. So let me update these things here. That's all, we are done, and let me save this file. Sorry. Let me save this file. And now we have to apply this new configuration into the OAuth. Okay, how we will apply this? OC replace. We will replace the current OAuth configuration with this new OAuth configuration. Okay, and -f and our file name. Okay, it said that the OAuth is replaced, right? OAuth configuration has been replaced. How we can verify that whether our OAuth is correctly applied or not? Okay, to check it, we have to give command OC. That we give first watch OC get pods from OpenShift authentication namespace. Okay, or the operator, right? You know the operator, so authentication is the operator. So we have to give the OpenShift namespace operator, and the all pod have to be restarted here, right? So if our changes correctly will be implemented, right? So all these three pods will be restarted, right? You can see these pods are being restarted now. Okay, so this pod just restarted 38 seconds before, and another pod is going to be restarted, and it's started terminating the old pods here, right? So once all these three pods will be restarted and in the running mode, then our new configuration, new auth configuration will be applied correctly into the cluster. Okay, so this things is done now. Our all three pods have been restarted. So we can come out from here, and we can say that our all four users has been added correctly with the passwords into the OpenShift cluster. Okay, now we go next. These two things we have completed. Now, the admin user should be able to modify cluster. Leader user should be able to create project. Developer and QA engineer should not be able to modify cluster. Okay, and no other users should be able to create the projects. Okay, so this is the related to the access management and creating the roles and the role bindings. Okay, so how we are going to achieve it? Let me start with the last one. No other user should be able to create projects. Okay, so for it, what we will do, we will remove the self provisioner role from all of the users and the groups. Okay, so how we can do it? So again, there is the very simple way to do it. Either we can use the OC ADM policy command. Okay, OC policy command, and the remove um, cluster role from group. Okay, and we can give the cluster, right, a self provisioner role, right? So either we can do in that way, or we can do it via web console as well. So let me do this thing via web console, and to do it we have to come to the user and have to go into the role bindings. Okay, and have to search the self provisioner here, self provisioning. Okay, so this is the self provisioner, right? So what we can do here, we can go inside it and can delete this, right? So the self provisioner roles will be deleted for the all. Okay, so we are going to delete this cluster role binding, and let's click on click. Okay, so we have deleted this self provisioner role. Okay, for the all. So this is done. Right, now let me do one by one other things. The admin user should be able to modify the cluster. Okay, to modify the cluster, admin user must have the cluster admin role. Okay, so how we can provide this cluster admin role? Let we do this thing via the terminal. So we have to give command oc adm policy, sorry, policy add cluster role to user, and then username is admin, and sorry, first we have to give the role name. Okay, role name is the cluster admin, and then username is admin. Okay, it's saying that first is the warning, we can ignore it as of now. Okay, and this cluster role, okay, cluster admin role has been added to admin. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so next is leader user should be able to create projects. So to create projects, leader user should have the self provisioner role. Okay, so let provide and let assign this role to the user. Okay, for it we have to give this self provisioner role. Okay, so how we can give command self. Okay, self provisioner role to which user? Leader. Okay, so this again we can ignore this warning as of now, and this self provisioner role has been added to leader. Okay, what is next? Next is developer and QA should not be able to modify cluster. It means these both users should have the view access only into the cluster. Okay. So as of now, we are providing this role to the cluster, right? So OC ADM policy add cluster role to user, and let this time we give the view role to developer, and QA admin. QA engineer. Right, so this task is also completed here completely. And now remove the cluster admin user from the cluster, okay? Before doing it, okay, we have to check. And again, this is a very important point here, okay? Please pay attention. Okay, so far we have added user, but every time you get this warning, okay, user developer not found, user leader not found, right? So because we have created the user, but user have not logged in so far into the cluster, okay? And if we will give command oc get users, you say that no resource found. So it is still, we have added user, but still it is saying that no user found. Okay, so what we have to do now, we have to log in with these users. Only then these users will be available in the cluster. Okay, so let we start login one by one. First, we log in with the admin user. So for it, OC login as admin, password is review. Okay, so we are logged in successfully. Okay, and then let me log in back um, with the leader user. Okay, we logged in successfully. Now we logged in as the developer. Login is success. Let me log in as the QA engineer. And this login is also, so means user has been added and they can also logged in with the specified username and the password. And let also cross check whether we also created some configured some permissions, right? That the QA engineer developer cannot create any project. So if we try, we are logged in as the QA engineer user, and let me try to create a project here via OC new project command. And let me give some dummy name here to create the project, and let's see, we see here error from the server forbidden, right? So this user is not, so our permissions also set correctly because we have removed the self provisioner role from all the groups and the user. That's why only the leader and admin user will be able to create the projects, no one else. Okay, so let me go back again and log in with our cube admin user. Okay, so we are logged in back. Okay, in the cube admin. Okay, and now again, let me check the OC get user command. Now this time we will get the user set. Okay, so we get all the users, admin, developer, leader, and the QA engineer. Okay, so we are fine, good here till this, and now we are going to execute this. Okay, remove cube admin user from the cluster. How we can do it? Okay. So there is a namespace. We called it the cube system. Okay, and in the cube system there is the secret with the name cube admin is there. So we have to delete that secret if we want to remove the cube admin user from the cluster. Okay, how we can check it? We can check it via command oc describe secret. Um, in the namespace cube system, and secret name is cube admin, right? So this is the secret we have to delete. Okay, once we will delete it, then we will remove that cube user. Okay, so simple oc delete secret, and then namespace is cube system, and the secret name is cube admin, right? So via this command, this secret will be removed and the user will be removed. So as of now, I am not going to remove this user cube admin because I need to do other labs with this user. So I am not going to remove, but if this thing you can do right in your machine. So let me go ahead, and now for further exercise, okay, we let log in with the admin user because admin user is now having the cluster admin, right? So everything we can do via the admin user itself, okay? So for it, OC login hyphen u admin, and password is review. So we have logged in as the admin user now. Okay. So let me go ahead, and then it is saying create the three projects, front end, back end, and the app DB. Okay. So let me create them. First project is OC new project front end. This one is created, and let's create the back end. And then create the app DB. Okay, so we have created all three projects here. So this task is also done. Let me see. The leader user will be admin for the admin of the projects, right? So we have to provide, uh, uh, give the access, right, to the leader as the admin access to all these three projects. Okay, so how we can do it? Again, we will run command oc adm policy, and this time we will add user, sorry, add role to user, and what role we are going to add? Admin role to the leader user. Okay, and to which project? For hyphen n front end. Okay, so it is saying that admin is added. Okay, same way we will do this for backend, and we will do it for AppDB also. So this is done. Next is the QA engineer user will be having the view access to AppDB project. Okay, so how we can configure? We will again go to same command, and here we, instead of admin, the role would be view, and user would be QA engineer, and namespace would be AppDB. Correct. Okay, so it is done. The next is, as the admin user, create three of the group. Okay, so now as the admin user, right? So we are already logged in as the admin user. Now we are going to create these three group. Okay, we can do these things via uh, um, um, command, either terminal or via the, everything can be done via the web portal also. Okay, web console also. So let me create these groups. Okay, so if we want to create this group via terminal, then OC and groups. No, sorry, OC ADM groups, and then new group, and group name is leaders. Okay, first group name is leaders, developers, and QA. Okay, so let me give it. Okay, so you can see the group has been created, and how we can add it via web console. Let me show you this thing as well. Okay, go to the user management section itself, and go to the group. Here you can see this leaders group we recently created just now. Okay, and now we can create another group here. And while we will create this another group, we have to modify this file, and we just need to give the group name here. Group name is the developers, and also here in the next line assign the leader user to the leaders group, and developer user to the developers group, and the QA engineer user QA group. Okay, so here in this itself we can assign the users as well. Okay, so let me give it name the developers. Okay, this is the group name, and the user developer will be added here, and we do not require the another user here, so let me create it. Okay, so our developer is also created. Let me go back here. So two groups we have created. Okay, one group we have added users also. So let me add the user in this group as well. So we have to go into the YAML, and we have to modify this YAML here to add the user. Come down, and we have to take care of the um, identification. Okay, so leader user will be add here. We have added, and let me save it. Successfully saved. Go back to the groups. Now our both groups are having user. Now create the third group as well, and group name would be QA, and here let me add user. User is QA engineer. Create. Okay, so our group has been created, and we have also added user inside the group. Okay, so till this we have completed. Now the leader group members are able to edit the backend and the AppDB projects. Okay, so let me do it via GUI itself, as we can do it via the terminal also. Okay, so let do first command via the terminal, and this command we will do via the GUI. Okay, so for this, leaders group member are able to edit backend and the AppDB projects. So let me come back to the terminal. Okay, and sorry, come back to the terminal, and here we have to give command oshi adm policy add role to group, and are able to add it, right? So we have to provide the edit role. Okay, to backend and the AppDB project. So let me give edit role. Okay, and to the edit role to the leaders group, and the namespace will be backend. Right, this is the question, right? In the backend, right? In the backend project. Okay. So it's done, and for the leaders again, we have to give edit role for the namespace FDB. So this is done, and let me do this role binding via the GUI. Okay, so QA group member are able to view front end project. Okay, so let me do it via web console. So here we have to go into the role bindings, and in role bindings we will create the role binding, and in the namespace, right? And in the namespace, then let me give some dummy name here, but you can provide the meaningful name as well. I am giving some dummy name itself. Okay, and then namespace we have to select, and namespace is the our FDB. So we will have select FDB, and role name would be the view. Okay, we can select from the drop down the view role. Okay, and it is for the group, and group name is the QA. Done. So it has been created. Okay, so we have done all of these access management. Okay, we did a lot of things here, created the users, then we assigned the roles to these users, the cluster roles we had assigned, we assigned the project role also. We created the groups, we removed some roles also. Okay, only the leaders can create, leaders and admin can create the project, no other users. We also checked this. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.